Hey guys, this is Michael Klaus with Louisiana Realty Inspections, and I wanted to share with you all today a feature that's involved or included with all of my home inspection reports, which is the Repair Request Builder feature in my software. As you guys know, the buyer request form that's provided by the Louisiana Real Estate Commission is just woefully inadequate. There's just not enough space on this form to clearly define the defects and clearly define the desired remedies for the buyer. And so what ends up happening is we have to write an addendum. So this is what happens 99% of the time. The problem here is that agents don't have an addendum form provided to them from the state, and so we kind of start going into the realm of higher liability when we start creating forms on our own. And so that's why I included this feature in my software to try to help you guys mitigate this liability, reduce your liability, and of course save you a ton of time. So here's an example of just a typical home inspection report of mine. And this feature, the Repair Request Builder feature, can be found at the very top of the report. There's the little Report Tools icon right here. You can click that. You can click this Repair Request Builder button, and this is the form that will pop up. So this is the Repair Request Builder feature. The first thing we will do is rename this Addendum to buyer request, because that's the form that the state provides to us. And so the way this works is you have these little check buttons above each defect, and so you can select the defects that you want to have addressed. Here's an example. We have a dryer exhaust hood that has no damper on it. And so we don't want birds getting in there and making a nest, and so the buyer wants the seller to deal with this. So we check it. We give a very clear description of what we want. Seller to have licensed HVAC contractor replace the dryer exhaust hood with a new white vinyl dryer exhaust hood with a damper prior to the act of sale. Pretty clear. Okay, moving along. Let's select maybe something that we want to ask for a credit here. Here we have a plumbing drain vent that's terminating beneath the roof line. This is a potential indoor air quality issue, and it should be extended up above the roof line. But the buyer likes his plumber and wants to control this repair, so instead of asking the seller to do it, he wants to ask for a credit. No problem. Let's just say he got an estimate to do this work, and it was $150. We put in the credit amount, $150. And then we say on the comment, seller to provide $150 to the buyer at act of sale in lieu of repair per the attached estimate from 123 Plumbing. See the attached addendum to the purchase agreement. So the purchase agreement addendum is just going to say that the seller provides $150 to the buyer at act of sale. It does not say in lieu of repairs, because that's going to be a red flag for the lender, and we want to avoid that situation. Here's another example of a defect that the buyer wants to control the repair and ask for a credit instead of asking the seller to do it. Here we have a 60 amp breaker connected to 10 gauge wire. 10 gauge wire is only rated for 30 amps. Okay, so in this case it was a 40 amp breaker on 10 gauge wire. And so this is an overfusing problem. It's a fire hazard, and the buyer wants to control the repair. He got an estimate here for $100 to fix this, so that's what we're going to ask for. Credit, $100. Comment, seller to provide $100 to the buyer at act of sale. See the attached addendum to the purchase agreement. You guys get the idea of how this works. You're going to select these defects, type in the desired remedy or credit amount. When you're done, you go to the top and you hit this Create button, which will bring you to this link. And this becomes your addendum to buyer request. It has the property address on it, has today's date and time, and here, very clearly defined, would be the defect with my language. the recommendation from me of who I recommend do the work. Here's a photo of the defect. Here's the location of the defect. This is reducing your liability. You're not copying and pasting. You're not ad-libbing and retyping my comments. This is my comment straight from the report. Here is your comment. Seller to have licensed HVAC contractor deal with this. Okay, here's the next item. The drain vent terminating under the roof edge. Here's our credit amount and why we're asking for a credit. Here's our electrical issues, same thing. My defect language is here, my description, my photo, my location. Seller to provide $100 per the attached addendum to the purchase agreement. It keeps a running total of your credits. So if you're asking for multiple credits, it does the math for you. You view this as a PDF. And this is the document that you will upload into DocuSign or .loop that will be your addendum to your buyer request form. Everybody gets a little signature and date stamp on this, and it becomes part of your purchase agreement. So guys, I hope you find this feature helpful. It would save you a lot of time and reduce your liability. Of course, that's my goal, is to help you make more money by reducing your liability and saving you time. If you have questions about how to use this feature, I can run it through with you over the telephone. It's about a 2-minute conversation. I'm happy to have that conversation at any time. So you can call me at 225-287-4980. Thank you guys so much.